this is me Aastha, and this is my third video, and today we're going to be talking about paleo-environments. So let's get started. We don't need to get into the detail, but we just need to have a vague or a little bit idea about what happened, what was the environment that prevailed in Paleolithic age, and so yeah, let's start. So um, so it was very different from the current environment that we have, and hundreds of million years ago it was the continent, and it didn't look like the same. So it was a huge land mass together that today we see this is like this here: North America, South America, all these continents were one. It was a huge land mass which was called Pangea, and the water, all the water that surrounded the Pangea, was called Panthalassa. So gradually it got divided into Laurasia and Gondwana. And then Laurasia further divided into North America, Asia, and the Gondwana got divided into South America, Africa, India, Australia, Antarctica. So at one point of time, what happened was this land, which is Indian landmass, it got divided and it moved gradually upwards, and it collided with the Asian landmass, which created a huge and immense pressure, which resulted into formation of Tibetan Plateau and the Himalaya. So and rivers brought down immense volume of eroded sediments from the mountains and resulted in the creation of a very fertile northern alluvial plain. So this process is called like plate tectonics, which is still not over, and it still uh, move, uh, it still continues to press into Asia at the rate of 5 centimeter a year. Okay, and the Himalayas and Tibetan plateau are still rising at an average rate of 5 to 10 millimeter per year. Occasionally, as we all know that when the plate tectonic, like it moves, we we see that there's an earthquake. Okay, so and sometimes also it results in the change in the course of the river in northern parts of the subcontinent. So here it's just uh, I've shown you guys. Wait, let me go downwards. So this is the same that I have said you about the Tibetan plateau and stuff. So next we'll come to the climatic condition. What happened in Pleistocene era, which was like 1.6 million years ago, the climatic changes happened. So it was different than Holocene era, which came after Pleistocene, which is still going on, and and we have this idea of that we have like seen four ice ages, not seen. We have the sequence of four ice age and four interglacial period, which was warmer, cold and warmer respectively, cold and warm. Okay, so what happened was that in the cold phase, the ice sheet covered like one third of the Indian land masses, and sea level like fell dramatically. And when the warmer phase came, the ice melted and the sea level rose. So it is believed that the tropical and semi-tropical regions went through the alternating dry and wet phase, and but the rhythm of the Pleistocene climate changes in these part of the world is not fully understood. But we how much authenticated this idea is, we don't know that. It's just an idea that about the four ice ages. Here is a diagram that will make you better understand about it. These are the ice ages. Like, do you know that we still are going through the phase of ice age? So this is also an ice age, this period. So yeah, that's it about this section. Now we'll come to the seismic events that happened. What happened was that in that period also, Paleolithic environments of the subcontinent was influenced by large global pattern of climate. What happened was the sometimes it was affected by seismic events. For example, what happened was 75,000 years ago, the volcanic super eruption happened. That was in Sumatra, Toba, as you can see here. So what happened was it affected the people's life that time, the population of that region, and still the researches is going on in the Tepra ash deposits, which arised from the eruption that are found embedded in the river valley in peninsular India, and the impact of the Toba eruption on hominid population in the area. It's still being studied. So 10,000 years ago, the Pleistocene era made way to the Holocene era. So it's just that the climatic pattern that was in that it is here like today, it were it's like the pretty much the same. It's not like nothing happened in the past 10,000 years, but it's just that it's like the same. Like it's still the Holocene era. Nothing very enormous occurred in this period. That's why. And the Holocene era is like much wetter phase than the Paleolithic Pleistocene era. I'm sorry, Pleistocene. So and the studies are going on about the features of the paleo-environments, which is important part of prehistory, and the detailed paleo-environment studies are so far available for few parts of the subcontinent. One of the earliest research was conducted. One of the earliest such studies was conducted in 1935 by H.D. Terra and T.T. Patterson on the Sohan River in the Potwa Plateau between the Pir Panjal and Salt Range in Pakistan. Their team found a large number of tools, mostly of the middle and upper Paleolithic and some of the lower Paleolithic as well. So they tried to correlate these 5 tool-bearing terraces that they found and of the zone, and tried to correlate these terraces with the theory of fourfold glacial cycle in the Kashmir and further with the fourfold European glacial cycle. So the framework was extended through comparison to the Narmada and area around Chennai. Although most of the correlations sequence and conclusions of the Terra Patterson studies, they are no longer accepted, but it marked an important stage in the history of historic research in India. And the same way the other researches are going on, like for example Alec Kennedy and MC Burkett. They also are carried out a similar kind of study which correlates the stratigraphy of the prehistoric stone tools and the environment in the eastern Ghats of the Andhra Pradesh. So also these studies are going on in Son Valley, that is in northern MP, and Belan Valley, which is in southern UP, which helps us understand the changes in the river system, climate, stone age sites in the valley of the southern tributary of Ganga. So during the late Pleistocene, the climate in this area was much cooler and drier than it is today. And at the same time, hippopotamus crocodile bones, it shows that the permanent water were available in the river and streams. So as we just saw that the Holocene era, in that period, the climate was like more warmer and wetter, which maybe it was a interglacial period. Okay, so it was like a warmer and wetter phase. So and it led to the expansion of the forest and shrinking of grassland. Okay, so and the Thar desert that we know today, which we have a little naturally occurring surface water, we are dependent on that. Except for the short period in the rainy season, people have to rely on the rainwater storage in the tanks, tube well and canals. A study we have a study of the western Rajasthan section of the Thar desert, especially around the Didwana in the Nagaur district. It indicates that the present environment of the Thar desert, it was very different from it was like in the Pleistocene era. So except for the phase in the upper Pleistocene, during most of the era of that era, surface water quantity was in some quantity and was always available. The flora and fauna was, as a result, much more abundant than it is today. So as we saw that the Holocene and Pleistocene era, there was difference. The Holocene era was like much wetter. It was marked by a wetter and very and warmer, and Pleistocene era, it was colder. Okay, so the sediments of the salt lakes indicate a significant increase in rainfall in the mid Holocene. It is not a coincidence that the most widespread prehistoric occupation in this area belongs to the period. I'm talking about this Thar desert today. Okay, so that's it for this video. I hope you like it, and if you have any doubts, let me know in the comment section. And if you like the video, make sure you like, subscribe, and share it with your friends and everyone. Thank you.